Happy holidays from Gold Canyon, Arizona. We wanted to do this short video presentation of the frequently asked questions that we get asked. Now that we're full-time RVers, we wanted to give you the opportunity to ask questions, and so here we go.
We'll dive right in with the first question, which is, what do we do for internet access? So mostly for internet, we use the Wi-Fi at the campgrounds. Pretty much every campground we've stayed at, except for a few exceptions, offer some kind of Wi-Fi. Now sometimes it's only available at the office, so we've got to take the laptop up to the office, but oftentimes it reaches to where we're parked and we can use that. We do have a limited plan for our phones. I haven't gone into the unlimited plan yet. Yes, I'm stuck in the Stone Ages, but mostly we haven't really needed it yet. And on the rare occasion where we have neither, we do make the trek to Starbucks and sit and enjoy some hot cocoa and use their internet.
Yep.
So that's mostly what we do. That's what we do for internet access.
Yep. And the next question we get is, how do we get our mail? We use a service that allows us to have a physical mailing address in Texas, while at the same time they will collect our mail, they will sort it for us, and when we know where we're going to be for, say, a week, we request that they send our mail to us. It is pre-sorted, so we only get Class A mail, and we usually request that they have our mail sent to us once a month. It has worked very well. We've been very happy with it. They also have some electronic options where you can view your mail online and have them send you specifically what you want, but we haven't needed to do that, so it's worked very well.
Yeah, and we mostly pay all our bills online, so we don't really get any important mail anyway.
Yes.
So there it is. Sorry, I'm doing the questions on the laptop over here. So probably one of the most popular questions that we get is, what is our favorite place visited? And we struggle with that question because, God, every place we've been to has just been fantastic in one way or another. And we look back over our pictures to try to figure out, okay, well, let's maybe get a top 3 answer. And every picture we looked at, where the memories came back, and we just thought, wow, this place is awesome. Oh, we can't forget, New Mexico. Oh, we can't forget Big Bend, where we went first. Oh, we can't forget Colorado. And we just ended up just listing every place that we visited. So I know that's not really an answer to the question, but basically every place we visited has been our favorite place while we've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, every big place that we've gone to, national parks, they've all been fantastic. Big Bend was our first really big destination, so that probably has some fondness for me in my heart. The Rockies were wonderful. Hi, buddy. But every place we've been has had some merit, so can't really answer that question.
Yep. Buddy wants in the video.
How do we plan our travels? We usually just talk about where we want to go. It starts with one destination, usually, or 2 destinations or events a year that we want to make sure that we're at, and everything kind of falls around that. So last year, actually earlier this year, we wanted to see the solar eclipse. We wanted to be in the cone of totality. We did a lot of research for places to stay at a reasonable price. We probably started our research in November. We made our reservation in March for the August eclipse. And then, so once we made that reservation in Idaho, everything else sort of fell into place. The place that we watched the solar eclipse from happened to be relatively close to the Tetons and Yellowstone, thank you. And so everything else was just getting from where we happened to be, which was Texas, and then moving to Idaho, and we visited New Mexico, we went to Colorado. So that's really how we plan it.
Yeah, and what I generally do as part of that, okay, we know the big places we want to get to, the major destinations, as I refer to them. We look at, how are we going to get there, and that's where I bring up Google Maps and the Garmin, and I just figure out, well, what's our route to get there. Mm-hmm. So I make sure to check the roads, and I try to stay on the interstates, but also if we have to go a little bit off the interstate to get to the campground, then I need to make sure that the RV will fit down those roads, that there's not an overpass that we have to go under that's too low, or bridge that can't handle the weight, trees that are growing. And I use the street view a lot just to near the campground, just to get a look at what's the road look like as I'm driving into the campground.
Yeah, local traffic,
local
views.
Exactly. Just so that those are some of the tools we use to kind of plan out where we're going and then how are we getting there.
Well, and the other thing to mention is you generally don't drive more than 3 hours a day, and we generally don't drive more than 3 days in a row. Driving this big monster is pretty stressful, so we try to limit the amount of hours we're on the road. We definitely don't drive at nighttime.
Yeah.
So that also plays a part in how we plan our journey.
And I take a lot of grief in the campgrounds when the other RVers find out that I only drive 3 hours a day, because a lot of them, they're just doing it for 3 months a year. So they're going to this place and they'll drive 16 hours straight to get there, and they say 3 hours. That's why I don't even leave my driveway for 3 hours. But what they don't realize is, I don't have a lot of experience driving this, and secondly, it kind of wears on me because of that, and we're not in any rush. We're not in a hurry to get someplace because we've got to squeeze in in a short period of time. If we decide that we want to stay a little longer or leave a little early, we've done both of those things. So there's no rush, which is why I like to try to leave it to 3 hours. We get to the places we're going for a stopover or a destination at a decent hour of the day to get everything set up, and get lunch or lunch made and eaten, and then I can relax and take it easy the rest of the day. So it's not, it kind of limits the stress on the travel days, I think, by keeping it to a short number of hours driving. Yeah. All right. So our next question that actually a lot of our friends ask is, how do we get along with each other living in a small space, aka how haven't we killed each other yet? So I get a kick out of that one. It's really not that much different than living in a house for us. We have plenty of space. I mean, this is a 40-foot RV. Compared to a house, yes, it's small, but we each have our own areas, so to speak. I mean, I have the living room where I mostly sit and watch TV if we're hanging out. Catherine sits in the bedroom and reads, and there's a TV back there. Or, I go outside. So, we play games together at the dinette in the dining room. So we do have opportunities to spend time together. We're not attached to each other's hips because we live in a small space. We do have opportunities to do our own things at the campground as we meet different people, and also just to hang out at the RV in different areas where we're doing our own things. So it's, to me, and I think you'll agree, it's really not any different to us than when we lived in the house together.
Yeah, no, it's no different. If I just want to take a walk because I'm maybe feeling fenced in, or I just want to get away, I do that. Scott sometimes goes with some other guys and plays golf. So there's plenty to do, both together and apart. So haven't felt like killing him yet, more than I normally have.
No more than usual.
Before doing this. So still getting along well. No divorce attorneys yet. So still good.
Somebody's got to drive the RV. I think that's
right.
what keeps me around.
That's right. And that brings us to our next question. Does Catherine drive the RV? No, I don't drive the RV. It is 40 feet long. We also tow our Beetle, Volkswagen Beetle, to the back of it. No, I don't drive it.
I'm wearing her down, though. It's been a year, and she's at least, okay, maybe not thinking about it, maybe. Don't know. But maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll get her behind the wheel.
Intellectually, I know I should drive it. I should know how to drive it in case something were to happen to you, but I'm not going to drive this thing. So.
Okay. So short answer, no. Long answer, hell no. So the next question is about Buddy. We'll get Buddy in this. How has Buddy adapted to life on the road? Buddy has been fantastic. So I can tell you that he's spoiled still. He's just as spoiled as he's ever
Of
been.
course.
When we drive the RV, we put one of his beds right between the two captain chairs in front, and he just lays there and sleeps. He's a very good traveler. He seems to really enjoy the new places that we go to, the smells. He's very excited to go for his first walk and take in the new smells. He's socialized very well with the other dogs at the dog park, which is an experience I don't think he would have been able to get had we stayed in the house, because we wouldn't have really gone to a dog park as much as we do now. I mean, he would have just been out in the yard and wouldn't have had the opportunity to interact with as many different dogs as he has, and he has done fantastic. I mean, he has come such a long way. Maybe it's because he's getting older. He's not as much of a puppy. He's still bouncy like a puppy, but he enjoys playing with the other dogs, and if the other dogs aren't interested, he just leaves them alone and goes about his own playing. So he's doing great. He seems to be doing really well.
Very well. Next question. Knowing what you know now, would you do it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been a little over a year now since we got on the road. We've been very happy. We've had a lot of adventures and experiences we wouldn't have had otherwise. So yes, I'm very glad that we took the chance and adopted this lifestyle. Yes.
Yeah, and I would concur with that absolutely. There's no question that that I would absolutely do this again, and very little different too. I mean, there's some minor changes we'd make to the RV that we thought we wanted, but turns out maybe not so much. But overall, it's been a fantastic decision. Very scary when we first started. I think we were both kind of
terrifying.
Which is the name of the blog, the WTHRVDOING was. That we actually would say that to ourselves, not those particular letters, but as we were leading into this lifestyle, we'd stop and look at each other and say, what the hell are we doing? And because it was such a scary proposition to take this on, but like she said, over a year in, and I can't imagine what took us so long to do this.
Yeah, but it was scary, but very glad we did it.
Absolutely. All right, so 2 questions coming down here. One question we get is, how long are we planning to RV? So we're planning to do this as long as we can, I think, up until at least I'm 59 and a half. So we kind of looked at retirement as a 2-phase approach. So the first phase is pre-59 and a half, where we can't touch our 401k/IRA money, and then after 59 and a half, where we can. So looking at it from the financial aspect of pre and post. And so we're planning to do this, that's another 11 years until I'm 59 and a half. I'm 48, I don't mind saying it.
I'm much, much younger.
She's 21.
Yes.
But I mean, till then, I mean, and that's the plan right now.
Right.
But, you never know. We may decide to stop and do it, not stop, but we may decide to stay areas a little bit longer. We may decide to do this a little differently as we go forward.
Perhaps.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that we're thinking about it. I'm just saying that 11 years is
a long time.
Is a long time, and a lot can happen. And we're open to changing how we're doing, what we're doing. But for now, the plan is we're going to do this until at least 59 and a half.
Yeah.
And then we've even talked about, well, what do we do afterwards? And even at this point, it's involved still having an RV and doing that. We want to travel more internationally at that point, but still traveling.
Yeah, and the first year has gone by so quickly. So, we think 11 years seems like a long time, but it's going to go by in the blink of an eye. If last year was any indication of the next couple of years, it's just going to fly by, and we're going to wonder where the time went. So, I really see us continuing to do this. Maybe some subtle variations, but continuing to enjoy this type of travel.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, we are now houseless. We don't have a place to go back to. We sold our Houston house before we moved to Canyon Lake, and we just sold our Canyon Lake house in July. In July, we closed on that. So this is home. This is it. This is the plan, and this is it.
There's no safety net.
Yeah.
Unless we want to go live with our parents.
And
which we don't.
Haven't needed one, and yeah, that's not going to happen.
Dad, if you're watching this, no. So, yeah. And
which brings us to our final question.
Lastly, where are you going next? So the big reveal. So as we mentioned at the beginning of this video, we are in Gold Canyon, Arizona. We will be leaving here on January 1st, New Year's Day, and we will be heading east towards Texas. We need to stop off in Texas and do car registration, RV registration, doctor, dentist visits, and then from there we are going to spend the summer up in the New England area, Cape Cod, Vermont, New Hampshire. Spring in Pennsylvania. Yes, spring in Pennsylvania.
Visiting family
is most likely what we'll do on the way up.
Yep.
Spend some good time in Cape Cod. Probably head up through New England a little bit. Hit Niagara Falls on the U.S. side. That's where we'll stay. We might go to Canada in our car, but I think we're just going to stay on the U.S. side, and then swing on back down again through Pennsylvania shortly, and then find a place in the south somewhere to spend the winter
before it gets cold,
where it's nice and warm.
Or too cold.
Our goal is really shorts and sandals, so that's a lot of how we do our planning. And this won't be any different. So we really just chase the weather, and we'll do that this year as well.
Yep. So basically, like she said, spring in Pennsylvania, and then we'll do a little bit of a loop through New England, hitting Cape Cod and Vermont and New Hampshire and Niagara Falls. Not going all the way up to Maine.
Not this year.
We're looking at just a timing thing. We like to spend a month at places we go to. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think there's going to be enough time. We don't think there's going to be enough time to make it all the way up to Maine. But possibly the next year, don't know. Don't like to think that far ahead. Yeah. So there it is. That's where we're headed.
Yeah. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope we've answered your questions. If you have any additional questions, please send us an email or comment on this video. If you would like us to elaborate further, we can certainly do that as well. But hope you've enjoyed the video. This is our first time doing one, so hope it's okay. Hope it's okay. Hope you can hear us and the lighting's okay.
Trying to do it straight through because I don't want to be a video editor. Sounds like work.
Yeah. So.
And we'll try to do a better job. Like I say, we will. We'll try to do a better job of keeping the blog more up to date.
Yeah.
We tend to fall back a little bit and get a little behind. We'll work on that for next year. That's our New Year's resolution, is to try to stay at least a little more
not 2 months behind.
Yeah, not 2 months behind.
So anyway, thanks so much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Take care.